Welcome to Wednesday, the 18th of October, 2023. My name is Jimmy Bradbury. I help people create online businesses around their passion, their skill set, their hobby, whatever it is they're interested in. They want to share that knowledge and experience, help other people with that knowledge, and then also get paid for it. I've just come off a 12-week program with a group of my students. And something I really enjoy doing is showing people, as I was sharing with them, over 12 weeks, in insight. I think a lot of people have a glimpse of this today, the online world. But when you really get it, it can change your life forever. So we wrapped up the 12 weeks today, and a bit of sorrow because I just love my students. I love teaching what I teach, helping people, get out of a 9-to-5 or a business they own, where they're trading their time for money and getting into a space where it's pretty much, there's no cap on it. I was saying to them, what you can do in the online world, who you can impact, how many people you can get connected with, how much revenue you can generate. All of these things are pretty much unlimited when you've got an online business. So just helping people do it is just fantastic. But in wrapping up the 12 weeks, so we've come through a journey, which has been a 5-module course that I've got, which is an online course that I've got, that I'm going to be running through a promotion in the next 2 weeks. In fact, actually next week. But I'll talk about that in a moment. I have also got an implementation program, which is like my accelerator, helps them implement what's actually in the online course. But the 5 modules are pivot. How do you get out of a 9-to-5 and have something that gives you more freedom and that you really enjoy it, to actually packaging your value. What is it that could help other people, that enables you to be able to have that freedom that you really want in life, to then putting together an online course, to promoting it and then launching it. And that kind of is the 5 modules of my online course, but it's also the 12 weeks in implementing it. But in our last week, we were talking about, what the next steps are. I see so many people today, they launch online courses and they don't get the results that they really want. And always, this is all about testing. You got to get in there and you've got to start doing it. And yeah, maybe the expectations don't actually meet with the realities, but the lesson I learned is don't give up. Because when I launched my first course, nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. When I launched my second course, 2 people bought it. One of them was my daughter. The third launch, 1 person bought it. And then the 4th launch, over 600 people bought it in the first 6 months. And I know I tell this story, but I say it a lot, but there is a message in it. I believe that if you keep going in this space and you get the right mentors and you get the right coaching, then it will happen way beyond what you ever expected. But you've got to keep going. So when you launch and you finish the actual launch, the thing that most people miss out on is the thing you need to do, which is you need to plan within 30 days your next campaign. And if you do that, because you've got momentum, then things actually get easier after you do your first launch. I was taking them through all of that, and I was sharing with them some of my own stories on how I've got to where I am today. But in doing that, I think we all want that sense of freedom. We all want to get to that next level. We want to all have more joy in our life. And I know that certainly for me anyway, and most of my students, an online world gives you that, but you've got to stay with it. You've got to stay with it, and you've got to be consistent. You've got to be consistent. We talked about it in the session today. So many people today online, you see them there, they do some lives, they do some posts, and then they disappear. Or they might just kind of have that interdispersed post or a live, and then they go quiet. And I know that the online space is not for everybody, but if your why is strong enough and it's something you really want to do because you want to help other people with what you know, then you'll keep going. And I know that from my own experience. It also means you've got to have that mindset to be consistent. You've got to put the effort in, because I think at the end of the day, when you do, like anything in life, you do get the results, but you've got to stay with it. So I wanted to share that with you. I know a bit philosophical today, but also I want to remind you that next week I'm going to be promoting my online course, which I launched back in July, which is called my Online Business Academy. If you want to be part of that, I'm going to be running it through a webinar over 2 days. Well, 2 separate webinars, same webinar, but on 2 separate days. Next Tuesday, Australia time, and then next Wednesday, Australia time. So I'm going to put a link below here. If you want to be part of those webinars, I'm going to teach 3 things. Number 1, how do you find that business idea, that thing I call it, that you can build an online business off of? I'm going to show you my $1 Million Roadmap, which is a case study that if I was starting out all over again, back 5 years, this is how I build the business I've got today in 4 steps. And then the third thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to workshop with people how to create a winning online course. I'm going to teach those 3 things. If you want to be part of that and you want to learn how to build a successful online business, I encourage you to be part of my masterclass. Starting next week, I'll put a link below. Love to see you register, and I look forward to seeing you in the free training. In the meantime, have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.